This will be interesting. How did my forecast for home price appreciation actually go? We'll find out today. Yes, I follow up with my predictions and give you the exact result once we know, and we now know. You'll also learn about my forecast for future home price growth, so I deliver a lot here today. This ought to be a little entertaining. How is my track record? I know that you count on me to be your real estate informant and your researcher. The truth is in the numbers. It's the big reveal today. Here we go. Hi, I'm Keith Weinhold, best-selling author, Forbes Real Estate Council member, and 20-plus year real estate investor and Get Rich Education founder. Now, starting back at the end of 2021, near the end of each year, I've provided you with a home price appreciation forecast for the following year, before that year even begins. And yeah, don't you wish everyone that made predictions and forecasts reliably reviewed them and followed up with how they actually performed so that you might be able to instill some trust in them? So when we talk about GRE's median existing home price appreciation forecasts and our track record, a little context here first. So many other people, including some expert peers that I actually respect, got home price appreciation terribly wrong in this era. I mean, just terribly wrong, especially back in 2021. That's when many forecast a home price crash.
I'm going to show you the data that you need to know so you don't end up making a mistake, making the worst financial decision of your life, buying at a peak price in a market that's destined to have a housing crash.
In 2021, that's the year where we had the highest home price appreciation in a long time, near 20% nationally. In fact, here's what I told you on television then.
I think it's likely that home price appreciation will continue, but the rate of appreciation will slow down.
As we lead up to the big reveal with the latest number, of course, I have never called for any national home price appreciation downturn at all this decade, and surely not a crash. Back in 2020 and 2021, that's when I shared the fact that this administration, our elected officials, for better or for worse, whether you like them or not, they just absolutely won't let people get kicked out of their homes and living on the street, which would create a down drain in prices. For example, remember mortgage loan forbearance? But at the end of 2021, I forecast a cooling down of home price appreciation, and I told you then that I still expected a robust 9 to 10% appreciation for 2022 before that year even started. And at the end of 2022, the result was indeed 10% home price appreciation. And then at the end of 2022, okay, by then we had already seen mortgage rates spike 2.5 times from their all-time lows. Many said that was going to catch up with us and that in 2023, home prices would just have to sink. No, that's back when I let you know that the only housing crash was a housing supply crash, maintaining price support, and that higher mortgage rates, they actually correlate with higher home prices, not lower ones. Just look at what happens historically. Yep, you heard that last part right. Most people falsely believe that higher mortgage rates mean lower prices are coming. I've discussed that enough elsewhere, and I said right here on the channel that home prices absolutely cannot crash. In fact, they won't fall at all. So therefore, 0%, if you remember, that was my forecast for last year that I made at the end of 2022. No gain, no loss. Well, now we finally have the number in for last year. Yes, real estate statistics can move slower than an Alaskan glacier. We'll get to that big reveal soon, but let me help you understand something about real estate statistics here, because this lends context to the forecast and the result. You're going to learn something. We maintain a consistent data set here, and that is the NAR's national median single-family existing home price. Now, why only use that existing single-family home number? Therefore, why exclude new build homes? Well, in short, this is how you better compare apples to apples. Most homes are existing homes, not new build homes. And new home construction changes over time. And the trend for the last decade is that new build homes are shrinking in size, and they're also being built closer together. 10 years ago, the existing single family home was about 1,600 square feet, and that's still where it is today. But 10 years ago, a new build single family home was about 2,300 square feet, and it's just just about 2,000 today, 2036 to be exact. And you can see that falling below 2,000 within the next 2 years. I shared that chart with you in another video, but it pertains here for a different reason. Yeah, new build sizes have shrunk 14% in just about the last decade. So this is why I use existing home numbers for our home price appreciation forecasts. It's more of an apples to apples comparison. And by the way, this shrinkflation trend, note that that is the opposite of the early 2000s trend. That's when you saw this supersizing of homes about 20, 25 years ago, and that's when the term McMansion increased in popularity. New home sizes expanded in low inflationary times about 20 years ago, and now those sizes are shrinking in higher inflation. The shrinking new home trend looks to pick up steam because affordability is down. All right, so now that you understand why existing home sales numbers are used in GRE's home price appreciation forecasts, sourced by the NAR, well, here's the reveal. It affirmed that indeed prices didn't fall. They came in up a little. It was 3.5% last year. That's the result. We'll round it up to 4%. Now, let's talk about future home price appreciation expectations. You'll recall that at the end of last year, I forecast a 4% home price appreciation for this year. We'll check back on that one in a year's time. And my reasons, if you remember, for these modest price growth factors are the condition of the economy, the fact that housing demand continues to exceed supply, and that mortgage rates really don't have that much to do with home prices. Just look at what really happens. Now, that's amidst the fact that we've got high asset prices all over the place right now. A record high US stock market, near record highs in Bitcoin, and near record highs in home values. So yes, more home price appreciation is likely. And in fact, real estate investor purchases are breaking records. We can help you with those investor purchases at gremarketplace.com. And in fact, there's even more fuel being poured onto the housing market fire right now because we had breaking news a few weeks ago that the US experienced their highest annual population growth of all time, 248 years of American history. I break that down in another video. Yeah, due to immigration, a huge 3.8 million Americans were added to our population last year alone. This is huge for home price growth because population growth drives real estate prices and rents. Learn more about this soaring population growth. It made the Census Bureau revise their stats, what I think of the whole immigration and housing thing, what it means for your future and your real estate. You're going to find it really informative. I'm Keith Weinhold. I'll see you in this next video. You can watch this one next.